my God. Hitler knew he was going to die. He has to die. But he cannot, he has to make sure that his body doesn't get to the other people, the Russians. Mostly Russians were invading first. Then the English came and then the United States came. So he, oh my God, I was reading his book, Mein Kampf. I was like in the middle of the book, hey, what nonsense is this? Then I was like, okay, this is written by Hitler. He created an entire alternative history making the Jews as villains. Entire alternative history. I was like, what nonsense. They were literally measuring what makes a Jew, how much Jews usually have a long nose, right? So he was measuring their nose. Even if somebody is lying, they check your nose. Because if Jew means you'll have that kind of DNA, right? You'll act in a certain, you'll dress in a certain. You can change your dress, but nose size you cannot change, right? Eyes size, nose size. See, if Chinese is not being racist, but I'm saying every race has an attribute. For him, Aryan race was the ideal human being. Only Aryan race should prevail. It's like initially, I think till 1939 or something, it wasn't illegal. There wasn't a policy that you should not have an affair with the Jew. If you had taken them as your, if you had taken them, you can abuse them however you want. But after 1939, when he invaded Poland, he made it a policy that Aryans should not mate with the Jews because they are inferior class human beings. They are second class human beings. Okay? Aryans are the prime ones. The same thing happened in India, Brahmins. Now, oh my God, situation is unthinkable. World War II happened how many years ago? 80 years ago. Not even 100 years ago. It's 80 years ago. We are literally, I would say, since it's largely been since the 15th century, but the 20th century saw an exponential rise in human behavior, human beliefs, human technology. Nobody saw it coming. Unprecedented changes. In 20th century was like boom. It's something else. I personally feel in 21st century, yeah, we'll do phenomenal things, no doubt about it. But the things we achieved in see right now the technology is so sophisticated, okay? You can literally sit here and talk to anyone in the world. It's theoretically possible. Never before was it possible. 20th century, I don't think even this is, again, I could be wrong. This is not exactly, we know not, right? People are talking about the same thing in the 19th century as well. But still, if you look at the whole history I'm talking about, forget the future, the past, it was largely like this. Okay, when we were in the jungles, it was like, okay, slowly then we became civilized. Dark ages happened again. Dark ages happened, then Renaissance came in, then Industrial Revolution happened, then electricity happened, scientific discovery, science happened, this happened. Okay, when it comes to 20th century, it was like this. Exponential growth. Slowly, like suddenly it went like this. From here it's very difficult to predict. It may tend to fall also. We don't know. There is a threat of nuclear winter. But I personally am both optimist and realist as well in the case of nuclear winter. I don't think we will be stupid enough to do it again. Many times we have come close, but I don't think we will be. Maybe, I think climate change, global warming is much of a threat than the nuclear winter for the future of humankind. We should be worried more about that than the nuclear winter. Okay, this North Korea he's doing all funny business. Did he do some damage? He could have done anywhere, anytime, right? But that is his blackmailing. I have the capability to reach United States from here. Okay, so what do you want? To disarm it, not to use it. Send us money. US dollars. US food aid. United Nations alone paid some $800 million. United Nations, not United States. United Nations, that's everybody's money. India, China is also part of them, right? China, anyhow they have direct contact by themselves. But I'm saying this is just a blackmailing tool, that's it. Has he ever launched one nuclear weapon? He tested it. He will not launch also. He has got 10 nuclear weapons, US has more than 1,500. If he launches one, from the whole world they'll launch on North Korea. Nuclear weapons will come like this, literally. If he launches one, just one, and that will be destroyed. Now they have Space Force as well. They are tracking everything from space right now. If any missile is coming, right now only ground proximity sensors were there. You have Space Force, and the first year itself they have allocated $15 billion for Space Force. It's just a blackmailing tool. So according to North Korea, justice is different, revenge is different. According to United States, justice is different, revenge is different. They are terrorists. Their justice is different. Their revenge is different. According to the terrorists, they are right. God has his justice. The Satan has his justice. Do you think Satan personally thinks himself as a bad guy? For him, God is the Satan, right? God is evil. He is not allowing him to do his job. For him, for the God, the Satan is the villain. He is not allowing him to do his job. They are interfering. But ultimately, good has to triumph over the evil. Right? Dharma over adharma. Good has to triumph. Again, what is good? Is there such thing as absolute good? Which everybody will learn one day. That is the utopian world, right? We all believe this means good. Being a Christian means good. Right now everybody is thinking being Christian, for Christians being Christian is good. For Muslims being Muslim is good. For Hindus being Hindus is good. For Indians being Indians is good. For Pakistanis being Pakistan is good. You see, the fight is never between a bad Indian and a bad Pakistani, right? The fight is always between a good Indian and a good Pakistani. Do you think a bad Indian and bad Pakistani will fight? They don't care about their nation. He's a bad Indian or he's a bad Pakistani. He doesn't care about his nation. Baad mein jaye. So there is no absolute definitions for this. No? Even if somebody says this is absolute, he is belonging to a club, and that is that club's justice. That cannot be. See, I always tell you, there are small letter T truths and there is a capital letter T truth. Small letter T truth is different for every club. Same thing, this good, small letter G good is different for different. But as an absolute good, in that way there is no absolute truth as such. As such, there is nothing. Existence simply is what you are expecting an answer in the form of words. Oh, this is the secret. No, there is no such thing actually. There is no such thing as truth at all actually. Absolute truth I am talking about. In that sense, there is nothing absolute. I mean, in the human terms also, morality. Why is morality absolute? Is civilization absolute? There is no absolute definition. Everything is relative. Based on your biases, your prejudices, what is good, what is justice, what is equality, everything is. What is revenge is also different. Depends on which side you are playing. Are you the United States or are you the Middle East? Are you the terrorist? Are you the government side or are you an Naxalite? Are you British or are you Indian? For British, they did create so much havoc. It was a golden era for them. Look at what the fuck were they doing with us. This is not okay, that's gone now, but saying their justice means different. They were thinking we were uncivilized brutes. They are thinking they were making us civilized. In certain ways, yeah, they reformed many things. Sati, child marriage, they educated in English. Yeah, not everything is not evil, but 90% was. They weren't here for us to improve us. They were with their agenda. So according to them, equality is different, justice is different. Even when the same thing, let's say a British soldier killed someone without any reason or for its own personal gain, not because of the order, not because of an order, because of his personal thing, he killed someone, a British soldier. Punishment was different for him. He was treated well, he had sufficient food, everything. If the same Indian killed, completely different punishment for him. What is justice is different. Again, can an Indian complain? If you complain, you are a freedom fighter, right? That's what freedom fighter is. We were talking about the other day, right? According to Taliban, it's a triumph for them. When the Cold War was happening, US, Russia, capitalism versus communism, they both had their ideologies, their justices. It was the ideological war. It has largely been so. What are crusades? The fight between two religions, Islam and Christianity. Then when Christianity separated, Christians themselves fought bloody wars in the name of the same God. When the 100 Years' War happened between France and United Kingdom, the war ran for 114 years. 114 years war they fought. It's called 100 Years' War. Have you heard about it? No? You did not flip your social studies textbooks, man. So, 100 Years' War they fought. They both were, every day morning they were praying to the same God. They both were like Christians. Then when Christian partition happened, Roman Catholics and Protestants, bloody war, we have killed millions of people. What did Jesus say? If somebody slaps one cheek, show other cheek. The meek shall inherit heaven, the kingdom of God. So what is justice? Protestant has their justice, their ideologies. This is not only about the ideology of justice and revenge. It's with everything. The way of life, the festivals you celebrate.